Hi, everyone. It's such an honor to be here with you during the Global Goals Week 2025 for the Systems Change Summit. So, I believe that this is a time when people around the world come together to celebrate progress on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And I'm Highlight or Nathamon Silprachawong, and today I'm excited to share my project HiLightEase and the vision behind it. So, a little bit more about me. I'm currently a high school student at International Community School in Bangkok, Thailand. And over the past few years, I've had the chance to lead youth driven initiatives, whether it be Source of Success. And through this, I get to combine entrepreneurship, education, and service from producing podcasts to organizing nationwide workshops. So, along the way, I've also been recognized with awards for leadership and youth empowerment. But more important than the titles is the question that drives me. How can we make support systems in health, education, or workplaces easier to access for everyone? So, what exactly is HiLightEase? HiLightEase is a youth-led service project that bridges the gap between well-being and accessibility. At its heart, it's about taking resources that already exist and making them simpler, more visible, and more inclusive. So, I personally view that the underlying problem here is that too often people aren't missing resources, they're missing access, and support systems are hidden behind bureaucracy, language barriers, or even lack of awareness. So, there's an urgency behind this. That is why I came up with this implementation plan. So, the community that I'm serving through the Highlight East Office Syndrome project is actually giving back to my hometown, Suratani, which is the Robinson Suratani community. So this project has impacted over 20 staff members of the Robinson Suratani organization or community. And I started off by reaching out to the HR of Central and Robinson department store and interviewing him as well as sending out the survey, which over 75 staff responded to, and I discovered that office syndrome was actually a problem. And through this, I actually discussed the results with different medical professionals at both local and international hospitals. And after like discussing the problem with them, consulting with them regarding possible solutions, I then later on went to Robinson Suratani in person and interviewed 5 Robinson staff members to assess their problem and also explore possible intervention methods. I consistently kept in touch with the HR member, and at towards the end I ended up raising over 20K to fund workshops for the Robinson Suratani staff community with over 20 plus members. And after the workshop, I gave out 20 kits to the staff members as a short-term intervention with method, alongside with providing them with the long-term solution, which is the workshop and also the poster. But I'll be going through the process throughout this presentation today. So in terms of the future roadmap plan, I plan to expand Highlight Ease and partner with 5 more corporations to broaden the impact and also increase the scalability of this project. And in terms of the poster and the proposal, we actually have the posters approved and hung up at the department store already, like the back office of it. And to further scale this project, we'll also be submitting an executive report to the executive members of the Robinson Department organization. So I started off with as aforementioned, sending out a survey to over 75 plus members of the Robinson and Central Department store, and all the survey reported back that over 68% are currently experiencing back pain, and they're trying to like alleviate the pain through like walking, changing positions, and the most common office syndrome symptom is actually back pain. So, what I've mentioned earlier, just to further clarify regarding 68%, this is actually the individuals who have tried using movement breaks to alleviate, but they mentioned that they're they're inconsistent in doing so, and sometimes they just get into the flow of like working and they don't have the motivation to stretch. So that's why the posters come in. But 78% reported back pain, which shows that the problem actually exists and that we have to come up with a solution. So, one of the three solutions is actually the poster, right? The poster serves as a cue to nudge the staff members to consistently stretch. As you can see, it's being hung up here in the back office. And the second solution is actually hosting over two workshops at the Stratani Robinson community. So as you can see, this was in collaboration with Yoha Kunang, and these were like the movements that we proposed and shared with them in person. So I'm going back to the timeline and taking you through the timeline itself. I started off with interviewing the staff members in person, talking to them about the issue, and exactly did I chose this problem. I didn't choose it, but it's a problem within the community, right? It's because office syndrome is like an all-encompassing problem. It includes neck, shoulder, and back pain, and it also aligns with the survey results as further discussed just now. The third intervention method is actually a short-term one, which is coupled with the long-term one that Ethics suggested earlier, which is the poster and also the workshop and the stretch movements, right? That they can implement on a daily basis. But the kit element of this project is that inside this HiLightEase kit, we have the medical plaster that relieves muscle and also yoga, which actually also relieves muscle strain. So these two objects are in the kit, and at the start of the project, we actually fundraised over 20K through selling over 60 HiLightEase Office Syndrome kits, and this fund is used to host the workshops in collaboration with Yoha Kunang, which is a local Yoha mentorship program. And we also gave out the HiLightEase kits to Robinson Suratani staff members. So as you can see, we chose this kit after further consultation with different medical professionals because it provides instant relief, and it's kind of like it serves as this vehicle for the staff throughout their transition period. And why exactly yoga, right? Because yoga relieves muscle tension, and it also has like um further other profound positive implications on the individual's health. The SEGs that we're focusing on here is 3, 4, and 8, because I believe that when we are bodily aligned, we're able to perform in while being the best version of ourselves. So these are some photos from the HiLightEase Kit fundraise. And this is the workshop. So yeah, this was kind of the schedule that we went along with. And throughout the workshop, the staff members were encouraged to bring a towel with them because the towel kind of accommodates the stretch movements in case some of the parts, like their back feels a little stiff. The towel really helps out. We were featured on it within their internal news network and also at an international level on Bangkok Post, as well as this is like another news channel within their organization. But the results were great because over 90% found the help workshop very helpful, and they're also willing to continue with this workshop because on a scale of 1 to 5, the majority of them gave a 5, that they were more than willing to implement these moves in their lifestyle. So their level of pain also decreased after the workshop, and 94.7% of the participants rated the workshop 8 to 10. So on a scale of 10, 10 being like the best, they gave us they gave us an 8 to 10. So these were some workshop responses. And yeah, so that was a little bit more about the HiLightEase project. So I believe that the Global Goals Week reminds us that SDGs aren't just big international goals, but they're commitments to everyday people. HiLightEase exists to make sure those commitments are actually felt in real life. So if you'd like to collaborate, please drop me an email or connect with me on Instagram at highlight_Silpra, Silpra. Together, we can turn access into action. Thank you so much. Bye.